Well, good morning, William Williams, Philippines. Boy, had a wee bit of excitement last night. Today is Saturday, April 26th at about 10 o'clock, coming up on it, a.m. Yeah, of 2025. Anyway, got to work last night and the storms started. Had two different times that the tornado sirens went off. Yeah, I posted a little short bit of what the screen was showing. I wish I'd have caught the piece before it. Uh, they had the directional or something like that, and you could see a bit of a dot on it. Don't know for sure if it was an actual tornado, if it was just rotation. They couldn't tell either at that hour. There were probably people out there looking at it today to see if there was any out there that actually hit the ground. But we had a couple of them, one going to the south or north and west from near Canadian or Canyon, heading up between Amarillo and Canadian or Canyon, and heading out toward Vega. Had another one come that same area, going the other direction to the uh, northeast, but it was going more east, and the whole thing was kind of going east, but with treks going to the northeast from the southwest. Yeah, it was very interesting to see it on the different ways they were showing the radars and wind directions. It was interesting, but yeah, had a few guests coming down saying, "I'm hearing that." Yep, tornado siren saying, "Hey, look out!" And yeah, they went off two different times, about a half hour, 45 minutes between them. Uh, I do not recommend having that happen. That's enough to make you worry. And tornadoes are worrisome. I got no desire to be around them. That's why I have a storm shelter in my backyard. Because, oh yeah, in case of, I want to be able to find a hole in the ground. Those things will rearrange the world without even thinking about it. And the scary thing is you don't get much warning. Because they'll just drop down and bang, you're gone. Uh, it's not like a hurricane. You get days of advanced notice that this monster's coming your way. And if you didn't get out of the way of that, it's a choice. Uh, Short of just packing up and completely moving away from Tornado Alley, oh, you still can't because tornadoes will just show up wherever they want to. Uh, yeah. Because if the condition's right, you can have a tornado. They have them in Europe, not many, but they do. Uh, had them in California, had them in New York, and just about everywhere in between. Believe me, we get a lot of them here because we are in the between. In between, uh, Tornado Alley starts 150 miles, 150 miles that direction, and runs all that direction. It just keeps going all the way to the other coast. So yeah, interesting. Had a bunch of people up and down all night, worried. Don't get me wrong, I was paying attention. I was trying to decide whether to go disturb people and say get to the first floor on the first floor in the hallway, because yeah, it's not something that's good when you have to do something like that. Only used my storm shelter one time so far. My neighbor wanted to use it a couple times when I wasn't here, but And I told him he's always welcome to come around the fence and come in. So he knows it's there and he knows he's welcome to it. Wonder what the new neighbor's going to think about that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a it's a useful thing to have, and the new people, I hope they never need it, but it's good to have it there in case. Yeah, I say I've only needed to use it once. My neighbors wanted to use it 2 other times, and yeah, but yes, twisty and look out, because you don't get any warning to speak with those. It's they can move real fast, and that's scary that they just pop up and reach over. And it's kind of like you ever see a octopus walking? They just kind of roll their arm over and drop it down somewhere and drag themselves and go out the next one. Tornadoes can do that, and yeah. But hey, I'm in a place that 75-mile-an-hour winds, sustained, gusting to 92, 95. They call that hurricane force 1 winds on the coast. We just call it a very windy day. Okay, one of those days where you need to anchor yourself down, tie yourself to something because the wind's trying to blow you away. It's one of the hazards of being out here. We don't have a lot in the way to tie down to. Ain't a lot of trees around here unless somebody planted them and then they're babying them. Out of 10 fruit trees that I tried to get to grow, I got 3. And I'm actually pretty decent with plants. Yeah, it's like that. But we always want the moisture here. High Plains Desert, we always need the moisture, even when it's standing water. Yeah, the the drive home this morning, there were several spots that had standing water still, hadn't quite drained off. They were going back down. Uh, it's one of those things. There's a wee bit of flooding happens around Amarillo anytime we get a real severe rain, because we got some pretty flat spots, and if you don't have a little bit of angle to cause it to want to move off, sometimes it just stands there and waits around to figure out what direction it wants to go. And there are some places like that. Playa Lakes, Aurora Lakes, like that. So, yeah. Anyway, I did something in the way of positive. I got my flight from here to Dallas. Yay, Southwest. I hope I still get my 2 free bags. As far as I know, I do. I booked it before the end of the month of the 28th of May, so I should get my bags. I'm hoping I can do it in 2 bags. I'm actually hoping I can do it with 1. I don't know if I can. That was one of the things I also called and talked to the other airline about. And I need to talk to Southwest too. I also got a number for customs, Philippines and the U.S. Because apparently not a lot of people want to fly with kitchen knives. Yeah, well, I got a cast iron skillet that, yeah, been around, yeah, it survived my ex. Yeah, so I'm kind of partial to it, as crazy as that is. And I've got a few knives that good knives. There's nothing wrong with them. Metal handled ones that are, high dollar ones. I've never been bashful about buying good metal. I've suffered through some poor metal, but I ain't bashful. When I find one I like, I will buy it. I like knives, for kitchen work. They're great. There's knives for all kinds of uses. I was watching a video of a girl chopping down a bunch of stuff on her property. And yeah, it's what they're for, machetes. They'll take down a lot of stuff. Saw another one whipping them around, chopping down bamboo. But flying with them, the girl that I asked, she was like, I don't know. You'll have to call. We think it's okay. We ain't sure. Call and find out for sure. So she gave me numbers to Philippines Customs and the U.S. Customs, and also recommended talking to TSA. I don't know. This seems like more of a headache than it's worth. I may just pack that and ship it. I don't know. I'm partial to my frying pans and my knives. I like cooking. If you're cooking, you need, pots, pans, and utensils and knives and all that fun stuff. Unless you just like tearing it off the bone. Don't get me wrong. Guilty. I have before torn meat right off the bone after having cooked it there. But it's kind of nice to take it off the bone sometimes beforehand. A little bit more work. Anyway, yeah, had an interesting night last night because of the weather. Got to talk to a few people. And yeah, was directing them to the local news weather guy, the good one. And how do it's like, had to explain it several times. News Channel 10 is on cable channel 12. And they look at you like, what? Well, yeah. Because local channels are different that way. Anyway, yeah. So I've got one leg of it covered and figured out. And I'm about to cover the other one. I don't know. I may hold off a day or two. I want to get it onto the same credit card, but I'm trying not to have it be, how do we say? I don't want to have anything drawing extra interest. So I want to take and get this card off of it, or this charge off of it, as soon as it shows up on the card, and then add another charge. And then hopefully that one will be far enough out that it won't show on this billing cycle, so that I won't get hit for interest on it. And that way I can take care of it when it comes time. Because quite honestly, I'm getting tired of interest. It's a horrible thing that they charge on credit cards nowadays. The problem is, I don't want to let them have my debit card information out over the internet. Hell, local's bad enough. But debit cards out over the internet? Yeah, that's horrible. It is what it is, though. It's getting rough where you can't use things that are useful, but you can't use them because too many people are trying to steal them left, right, and upside down and backwards. It is what it is. Anyway, I got a couple small things I'm going to try to do here. And I really do want to get this one done. I actually want to go to sleep. I'm tired. A lot of energy last night. Yeah. Too many people down in the lobby for a lot of time. It is what it is. Anyway, this is William. I'm William Williams, Philippines. I hope you've had a very blessed day. No twisties. Yeah, let's stay away from those. Lots of food, lots of friends, and lots of family. Hey, we always need more food, friends, and family. That's a good thing. Yeah, and again, more food. Williams, Philippines. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, do what you want to do. Or don't. Again, choices. Everybody gets to make them. Yours is yours, mine's mine. Let's try to be happy with each other. Saw a t-shirt that said, you find it offensive. I find it funny. Might be why I'm a happier person. Anyway, bye.